Hi there. Thanks again, Joe, you handsome devil, you. So, now we're going to talk about one of my favorite automations to create. And this is an automation where you're getting some communication via an email, text message, if you have uh, voicemail transcription, and that goes to your email. Um, and you're able to parse that data out. And there's a lot of ways of doing that. And it might be a little more advanced than we have time for in this presentation. However, what's really cool is what I want you guys to know is that you can collect this data and then ha- then organize it in maybe your CRM or just a spreadsheet like we're going to do here. A Google Sheet or Excel would work too. Uh, and you can stop all that data entry. You can have your automations do your data entry for you. Saves you a lot of time, save you manpower, money. So I really like these types of automations. So we're gonna do a simple one here today to kind of wet your whistle, and you can see how the basics of how it would work. And so we're gonna kind of jump into it here. What I want to show you is earlier I had you guys send me your email via text message. And what I did is I created this spreadsheet. It's called Presentation Contacts, and I collected your emails, but I also got your phone numbers because you texted me from your phone. Now, since this video is being made before the presentation, none of your information's in this spreadsheet yet. As soon as this video is over, that handsome devil is going to open up this spreadsheet so you'll be able to see that I did indeed collect all your emails and all your phone numbers. And then what we're about to do is we're going to start matching your names, which you haven't given me yet, up to your phone and email. And that's going to be the point of this particular automation, or Zap, as Zapier calls them, is to uh, update these spreadsheet rows uh, with your name corresponding to your email and phone number. So let's get into it. Real quick, I went ahead and I pre-built this for this video, just to save some time. That last video maybe went a little bit long. Um, so we're just gonna I'm gonna walk through this real quick with you. Now I'm using Text Magic. There's Twilio, yeah, Twilio, I believe is what it's called. And there's all kinds of different third-party text apps that kind of do the same thing, and they all attach to Zapier. I happen to like Text Magic. Um, it's simple to use, which is I like anything that's simple to use. So um, the trigger event is we're going to get a new message. All right, for this one, and once again, you tell it's my account, and we test it. And I had already pre-sent a text message with my name because that's the whole point of this particular automation, and it went out and found it. So we can continue. Now, one thing to be clear on is we're going to do two different sheet uh, functions for this. First, we have to go find the data, and then we have to update the data. Now, in order to find the data, we have to use either our email or our phone number. We're going to use the phone number because, once again, you're sending me information via a phone, and we're going to assume that you're sending it to me from the same phone that you sent it last time. If you send it to me via a new phone, well, then it's not going to find it. And that's just sometimes you run into those. Sometimes people don't like to be easy, I guess. However, for the purpose of this one, once again, this is a simplistic example. We're going to use the phone number that you sent it from. And so we got to match it up. And that means when we're looking for data, it has to match exactly in the same format. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to format that phone number just like it's formatted in the spreadsheet. And that's really easy. Zapier gives you these nice uh, little bonus apps of their own that they created, and this one's just called Formatter by Zapier, and you can text numbers, utilities, date, and time. And in this case, we're going to be formatting numbers, and then we are going to transform, and we're going to format a phone number. Pretty simple. It's already right there for you. And so we pick the input, and in this case, from the text magic or the text that we got, it's going to be the sender phone number, the person who sent it. So we put that in there, and I always choose to format in the national style. Maybe you like the international style. It's up to you. My preference is national, and then we'll just test that action. Already pre-tested it. You can see that it reformats it into that national style. So that would then match up to what's there in the spreadsheet. Now we're going to go down to uh, now we're gonna go look up the data by that phone number. So the first thing we want to do is we're going to choose the Google Sheets, and then we're going to look up a spreadsheet row. Uh, and so we set that up, and we tell it that, okay, the spreadsheet we're going to use is the presentation contact spreadsheet. It's sheet 1, didn't name the spreadsheet, and we're going to look it up by the phone column. And then the lookup value is going to be that number that we just formatted in step 2. So you just pick step 2, select it, there you go. But we don't want 2 numbers in there. All right. And that's all there is to it. And then you tell it to do a bottom up lookup, and then if nothing is found, it's not going to create a new row, is what you're telling it. It's just going to stop the zap if it doesn't find anything. All right. And then we go to test the action, and it's already been tested, and it went out and found it, and it found it in row 2. Let's verify that. Yep, row 2 is where it exists. Row 2. Perfect. That's the big thing we want. We wanted that row 2 for the next step. So now on the next step, once again, Google Sheets, but this time we're updating a row. Okay. And so when we set up the action, once again, it's the same spreadsheet, presentation contacts, sheet 1, but now we're telling it what row to update. And we know from the previous one that the data is in row 2, so that's what we select. We select that value of the row because that we know that's where the data exists that we want to update. So row 2. And then it populates the different items that you can update. We're only going to update the name because that's all we want to update. And so we come up and we grab that text from the text message because it should just be the name right there. Okay. And then we're going to test this action. And if I test it and I click up here fast enough, we should see it auto-populate. So here we go. Test. Boom, there it happened. And so that's how that works. Really simple, guys. And there's one more step that I created in this, and this is sending you a response text message with that instructional video that I promised on how to create that free rental analysis flyer that you can send out to your clients. So that's what this step does. And so I'm going to turn it back over to Joe, and he is going to bring this presentation full circle for you. And once again, I thank you very much for coming out.